Happy Sunday. How you doing? How was your Saturday night? Hope you had fun. We did. We had a great time up at Halos for Jerry's birthday. Finally, a good band. I don't mean good in the way they play and sing. The band's usually pretty good in this area, no matter what club you go to. It's just a matter of the type of music they play. This band was kind of into, Stones, Zeppelin, you know. Even played a song by the Doors, L.A. Woman. Played a lot of good stuff, and it was old timers too, man. It wasn't young kids. I guess they got a lot of years of experience playing and singing. Uh, anyway, it was great. But I had gotten a call from someone. He said, Brian, you got to see it. There are times that I will watch something at Sanford's when they say, Brian, this is too good. You got to see it for yourself. And he said, what a fucking hypocrite this guy is. This proves how much of a fucking hypocrite he is. But I guess some people are not aware of things. How many of you know that, Sanford don't have a fucking driver's license? That got revoked a long time ago for life. He's already been arrested twice in Tennessee, driving without a license. He can't get a license. Revoked, not just suspended 30 days a year. Fucking hiccups. Revoked, gone. He can never get a license. There is a procedure where you can get your license back, but you got to do quite a bit. And then they're going to determine whether you're eligible or not, what kind of offenses you had that led to the fact that you got your license yanked for life. There are always an extenuating circumstance. He knows he can't get it fucking back. So he doesn't even bother trying. He takes his chances every time he gets behind the wheel. Like I said, down in a lot of those states, I know I got two cousins in Tennessee. A lot of those southern states is an epidemic of unlicensed drivers, and the cops got tired of arresting them. So now they just write you up a citation as if you were speeding or went through a red light. So he takes his chances. Cop bags me again. They'll write me up, a ticket. I pay a fine. Go back out on the road and hope I don't get caught again. But after so many times, that's part of why, in New York, you can't get away with that shit. They lock your ass up, There are reasons why you had to hightail it out of New York. And one of them comes down to something that's tied into what I'm going to talk about, and something I have firsthand knowledge from the person themselves that told me, Brian, this is what happened. Because it happened to me with Sanford, with my involvement with him. I forgot all about Nick the Van Man, another one of Sanford's victims. When I've talked about all the people he's fucked over, his buddies up to get something from them. Then when he uses them up, they're gone. Then he throws them under a fucking bus. Anyway, so I watched it. Like I said, no, he's got no fucking life. He lives to the fucking internet. And he scours other people's channels, see what's popular, what they're getting a lot of views on it. And he yaks about the same shit. They call that plagiarism, right? In some areas, like in the literary world, you see an article, a book, you read it, it's good. Well, I'm going to write a book like that too, but I'll change a few words here or there. No, you know what I mean? It's theft. Well, he steals other people's content that he feels, they're getting a lot of views, now I'm going to get a lot of views. And I guess this new direction on his channel now, he's into, he's been doing that recently too. Criticizing other people's cars. Oh, this is wrong, that's wrong. He should be the last person I think I mentioned this already. He should be the last fucking person on the face of this fucking earth to criticize anything that's wrong about anybody else's vehicle, considering all the fucking junk he has. You can find everything wrong with them. So, and I recall seeing this. And he's trying to be like, I guess he's trying to follow in the footsteps of Scotty Kilmer. I used to watch him a long time ago. That guy hates everything. Is he still living above me in New Hampshire? Somebody told me he moved. I know, I even said, a chapter that we hook up with up in Manchester, New Hampshire. We've gone on runs together, especially when we get together for Bike Week at Laconia. A lot of chapters are there. We've been in Myrtle Beach several times. Went to Sturgis twice. We flew out, trail, we had our bike shipped out there on a big trailer. We flew out there. We went to Sturgis twice. If you can only make it to one bike week in your lifetime, go to Sturgis. We've been to Daytona a few times. We rode there. We rode to Myrtle Beach. And we hooked up at a shop there. Guys went to cars too. We're talking one day. My sister, one of the guys said, hey, that Scotty Kilmer that lives there? They busted out laughing. Scotty, that guy's a big time fucking drunk, man. He's a big fucking drunk. I said, yeah, that guy seems a little out of it with his videos. He said, yeah, he's probably fucking hammered. That guy hates everything. This oil will ruin your engine. This will, don't do this. Don't buy this car. Don't do this. But hey, he's made a fortune, doing it, And I even thought at one time he was being, sponsored or paid by certain products or certain auto manufacturers to bash their competition. Because if they did it, they could be held liable, get in some deep shit. So he's their mouthpiece for them, doing all their dirty work for them. He's making it at both ends. Anyway. I guess he's trying to follow in his footsteps now, and is that going to be the new direction of his channel? He's just going to sit there and, oh look, I saw this video, and well, that's what it came down to, a video that he watched concerning a bike, and I did see about this bike. When you go on Google, I went on Google to look up a place to get a fucking address, and they have a feed that comes up, articles in all different areas, sports, this, that, whatever, world news, and I remember seeing that Kawasaki. Kawasaki, was sold at auction for $85,000. They showed a picture of the bike and whatnot. And that's what this was about. He came across this video. Oh, he's at his new shop. It ain't really that wide, man. It's, Baby Bottle Rocket was there. But this place ain't really big at all. I guess he hasn't got around to building his professional set yet, so he just had to sit there in the middle of, pretty much an empty space with Baby Bottle Rocket. He said, oh, he's going to give people a tour when he gets shelves up on the walls. I bet you pickle sniffers can't wait to see that shit. You can't wait to see shelves with shit on it, Whatever. I mean, if that's the things you look forward to in life, even you need to get a fucking life too, okay? You're as pathetic as him. Fucking cold, man. It's a little better, but still the same. Anyway, he's yakking about this. Buyer beware. He's been doing that for a long time. Scare tactics. Throw fear into people, he's into conspiracy theories. Government's out to get you. EVs are going to set the planet on fire. Don't buy this. Don't use this. He's trying to follow in the footsteps, of Scotty type channel. Maybe that's going to be his new direction now. So all you have to do is keep yakking. None of his pickle sniffs will even expect him to fucking do anything except talking. They'll get a thrill watching him put down other people's vehicles, and they're far better than anything he's ever owned or will ever fucking own. Hypocrite. 2 more areas now he's a fucking hypocrite. He's a hypocrite anyway. Besides being a con man scammer. Well, this bike went up for auction. It was sold. Guy bought it for $85,000. I guess when he checked it out later. Now on bikes, Vince is stamped into the frame. My bike, all our bikes, they're all stamped in the frame. And I guess on this bike, when the guy went to check it out after he bought it for $85,000, he went to go, I guess, look at it, get the paperwork and tied or whatever. And he noticed that on the frame, where it was ground. VIN numbers were ground out. It was pretty hacked up. Whoever did it really did a hack job on it. I don't know what they did. They ground into it, and you can barely see a couple of numbers, that was originally on there. And he's saying, oh, well, see this, look at this, Guy buys a bike, he's riding it. Let's say he gets stopped by a cop for any reason. The cop decides, oh, I want to check this bike out, I want to see it, I want to see a title, and check the VIN number. He looks at this. The guy will get arrested, and the bike will get impounded because the bike's illegal. He shouldn't be riding this illegal bike. And I saw that. I started laughing. Hey, Sanford, I was laughing while I was watching that video. You want to know why? Because now we get back to Nick the van man that told me himself. Nick's one guy that I forgot was another one of Sanford's his victim buddies. He fucked over. But in this case, Nick didn't allow himself to be fucked over. He was smart enough to catch it right at the get-go and walk away from Sanford. Good man, Nick. Good man. I guess... he offered Nick like kind of a job, where he could do things at his shop at the same time, help promote his channel with things he was doing, Hey, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to put you under my wing, and I'm going to help you build your channel, and you're going to do that by helping me out around here, you know what I mean? So Nick figured, what the fuck, I'm going to be doing shit, But he was going to be doing shit on Sanford's cars, too. Doing work for Sanford. Sanford's a lazy fuck. He don't want to fucking do it. Well, Sanford's still flipping the shit, and this goes back to New York. There were many reasons why he had to leave New York. One, got his license revoked for life, and it's for life anywhere in the fucking country. It's gone. He'll never get it back again. His business ventures all went bankrupt from coffee shop to a magazine. But he was still flipping shit, and a lot of his shit he was flipping, there were issues with it. VIN tags being swapped, VIN tags being missing. There's a word for that. What is it? Chop shop. You know? He was neck deep in shit in New York. That's why he had to get the fuck out of there. He had nothing going for him. You know? And he had issues coming from every fucking direction, including the law. In New York, they're not too kind, you know, about driving without a license. They'll arrest your ass. You know? Tennessee he's been arrested twice in Tennessee already for driving without a license. And then and I do recall, I even saw it on an article that came up somewhere. I have two cousins in Tennessee. My cousin David in Morristown. He's a racer. He races his Mustang. And John in Bean Station. And they've even told me, you know. And I've heard about it, and I saw it one time on the news. Most of the southern states, it's an epidemic of unlicensed drivers. And people that have lost their license, DUIs, this and that, the other thing, and they just keep fucking driving, you know. And it got so bad that, you know, they're filling up jails and this and that, and that it got to a point where now all they do is just write you up a citation as if you were speeding or went to a red light. But once you do that so many times, now they do lock you up. And he's been arrested twice already. He even pulled a temper tantrum and tried to get the cop in trouble because the cop wasn't nice to him. Cop gave him a hard time. He kicked and screamed, and he managed to get his ass off the hook with the second arrest. You know, but he still got arrested twice. And he still drives without a fucking license. You know what I mean? Now, there is a way to get it back. Has to be a very extenuating circumstance based on the severity of what you did to get your license revoked in the first place. And there's a procedure you got to go through, and then they evaluate whether they feel you're eligible to get a license back, especially when it's in a different state now. But it's complex, and you really got to be really above board. I mean, if you were to try to do it now, you'd say, wait a minute, man. You've been arrested twice for driving without a license, you know, so far. You keep driving without a license. You keep breaking the law, and now you want us to give you a license back? Fuck you. You're not going to get it back for the rest of your life. But he drives without a license. That's the second issue that comes into this video. Legality of things. So, you know, I see that this bike, you know, if you're riding this bike, you know, you'll get arrested because the bike's illegal. Well, he drives around without a fucking driver's license. That's illegal. That's okay. Now we get back to VIN tags. Anyway, Nick goes over there. Nick told me. Nick told me himself. Okay? It's Brian. That's when he said he offered me a job. Go there, you know, I could work on my stuff there this way instead of working on my vans and my stuff outdoors. I can bring it inside. He's doing me a favor, and I can help him out by doing work on his cars too. Maybe it'll help my channel, you know, build my channel. As soon as I get there, man, and right away I want to do something. He said, oh no, I got a car over there I want you to do something with. He wanted to put him to work, you know, working on all his shit and fuck Nick's shit, you know. Well, in this case, it was a car that was going to be sold or something. And so Nick goes over and he's looking at something. He says, hey, you can't do nothing with this car. What do you mean? Nick says, it ain't got no VIN tag. The VIN tags have been removed. Gee, Sanford's no stranger to that. He's notorious for fucking around with the VIN tags, swapping them, removing them, you name it. If there's any law that you can violate when it comes to a motor vehicle or driving a motor vehicle, Sanford has fucking broken it. Like I say, there are various reasons why he had to hightail his ass out of fucking New York. And he says, I don't want to touch that. He said, and Sanford got like irritated with him. Listen, do what I tell you. So he told me just like that, Brian. Do what I tell you. See that car over there? Go take the VIN tags off of that and put it on this one. But like real, like demanding, go do it. And Nick says, I looked at him, I said, I ain't doing that. That's illegal. I'm not getting involved in any illegal activity. Thanks, but no thanks. Bye. And Nick fucking walked out and left. Good man, Nick. Good for you. He would have got you neck deep in shit just like he was back in New York. You know? What a fucking hypocrite. What a fucking hypocrite. Yeah. But he likes these scare tactics, you know. I guess he's pretty desperate now, but that's what he does, you know. All the things he does, it's nothing new. The things he comes up with on his own is old, ancient, prehistoric bullshit, you know. like flipping pistons or stick. You know, it's all he knows. He only knows what he knows, and he really don't know much. So I guess, is that going to be the new direction on this channel now? Pointing out things to be careful for, so you won't be driving an illegal vehicle, either the vehicle itself, you know, by things going on with Vintags that he's infamous, notorious for violating himself. Plus, he drives around without a fucking driver's license. You know what I'm saying? I think he likes to present like an outlaw type image. Oh yeah, you know, I'm an outlaw. I live outside the law. I get away with it. You know, and his pickle sniffer seems to, you know, like that shit. He's a bad boy. I tell you, all these bad boys wouldn't last one night hanging with us like we did last night. They wouldn't last one fucking night, whether it's at Halos, Cisco's, or Knuckleheads. And we get them that come in. They want to try to impress their girlfriend or their friends, and they find out that's not really a smart thing to do, you know, around guys like us. We never bother anybody, you know. If anything, we try to avoid things, you know. We have the law watching us enough as it is. Even when we're riding. We've been pulled over, you know, yeah, we're speeding and shit, but even when we're not, they want to check our bikes, see if we got a license, see, you know, if numbers have been ground off bikes, if they're stolen and shit. Believe me, we've been harassed. That's part of the reason why we had to relocate out of Onset down the Cape. We got harassed like you would not believe. We even hired a lawyer from Boston, because in the townspeople got involved. They wanted to evict us from the town, you know, and shut down our headquarters and get us the fuck out of Onset. And we had a 3-year battle, legal battle in courts, and we're spending a lot of fucking money on lawyers. And then we got word from Hyannis, which is actually a big tourist town. It's pretty nice there. In fact, they're building a brand new fucking hotel there with like a partial casino. I guess now in Massachusetts, they're allowing some certain types of gambling, not all gambling, but things like maybe Keno and shit like that. I have to get the exact types of gambling that they'll be allowed to have, but they're building a real nice place, and it's all ocean fronts. Fuck, it's a beautiful city. We're contacted. They say, you guys want to come here? You come here. We got some land, we got some building, you know. Talk about it, you know, leasing and whatnot. We moved to Hyannis a few years back. And it's real upper scale people, you know what I mean? People with a little more money, tourists and whatnot. We don't bother anybody there. And that's where Halos is, in Hyannis. It's about 2 miles from my headquarters. And cops don't bother us at all. We're at Halos and cops off duty call. Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Sometimes they actually have pulled us over a couple of times just to check out our bikes. Hey, you got a new bike? Hey, what's up? And they know a lot of us by name. We know them by name. It works out great because we don't go, you know, we're not getting, you know, drunk and riding around at 2 in the morning kicking in car doors that we're passing on streets and shit like some assholes on bikes, you know. And our name has got a bad reputation through the years. But not every chapter in the country is the same. Same for the Mongols. Same for the pagans. The same for all of them. You know, takes different types of people. But anyway, yeah. I guess is that going to be his new direction now? He's going to be like a Scotty Kilman. Finding fault with everything. Tell him, beware of this. Be afraid of that. Don't buy this. Don't get that. You know. Hey, this way doesn't have to fucking do anything. Except talk. But anyway, I thought that was funny. Talk about being a fucking hypocrite, man. You know, oh, you know, you can't do that. You know, you can't mess around with VIN numbers. Oh, he does. He has, and he's still doing it to this fucking day. And be careful, you know. You can get arrested for driving an illegal vehicle. He should be arrested every time he gets behind the wheel of a fucking vehicle for driving without a fucking driver's license. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Hope you had a good night last night. We did. Have a great Sunday. Have fun and stay safe.